Hi, you are welcome to Arise United Devils. I'm Kingsley Aigbokaude. As usual, there are plenty of stories written about Manchester United today, so let us just get straight into the news. Casemiro sends message to Manchester United co-owner Sir Jim Ratcliffe after Man City defeat. That is the headline of the first story of the day. Manchester United midfield enforcer Casemiro has admitted the Ineos Group should use Manchester City as a mirror in their attempts to bring the good times back to Old Trafford. United were beaten 3-1 by their cross-city rivals in Sunday's derby at the Etihad Stadium, leaving them 11 points off the top four with just 11 games remaining. The rest were outclassed in the second half, conceding 3 times without issuing a response. City enjoyed 72% of the possession after halftime and restricted United to just 1 shot. The Reds were forced deeper and deeper as Pep Guardiola's side turned the screw. It was yet another reminder of the gulf between the two clubs, though new United co-owner Sir Jim Ratcliffe recently vowed to knock City off their perch. In Casemiro's eyes, City have set the blueprint for Ratcliffe and his Ineos team to try and follow. Asked after the derby if he has seen positive signs from the Ineos Group and if there's a long way to go before United can match City, Casemiro, speaking to ESPN Brazil, said that is the big objective. We also have to be humble to accept that they are at the moment not in history, as the history of Manchester United speaks for itself. But they are today the team to beat. Everyone wants to beat City. We have a mirror here, which is City, and they have been doing a great job. On the arrival of Ineos and the impact he hopes they will have in M16, Casemiro continued. Of course, when people from outside arrive, we want to add and evolve the club's level. It's always important. It's very clear that Ineos and the new owners want to do this. I hope that they arrive and grow together with us, as it is important for the club to have people who want to grow here. Why VAR did not intervene before Man City's equalizer versus Manchester United? That is the headline of the next story. Manchester United have been told VAR did not intervene before Manchester City's equalizer in the derby because too much time had passed between Marcus Rashford's free kick appeal and Phil Foden's goal. Etihad's side were ahead at the interval, but were pegged back after the restart and after Foden's equally brilliant strike. However, both Ten Hag and Rashford felt the equalizer should not have stood due to a foul on the winger in the build-up when he went to the ground as Skywalker challenged for the ball. The on-field referee Andy Madley chose not to award the foul, and VAR did not overturn the decision either, with the goal sparking City's comeback victory. United's boss was livid after the decision and was booked for his protestations. Analyzing the incident on Sky Sports Ref Watch, former Premier League referee Damon Gallagher explained why the officials came to the right decision. The referee is close. The referee said there was no foul, he said. If VAR overruled the referee there, that is clearly re-refereeing and not a clear and obvious error. I didn't think it was a foul. He went down very easily, but it would have been too far back as well to overturn the goal. Later in the game, Ten Hag felt United should have had a penalty when Henderson tackled Alejandro Garnacho. Again, Gallagher felt the right decision was made, but warned the City goalkeeper that he risked a red card in that scenario. Gallagher continued, "It is a good tackle for me. He gets the ball, he is low, and he has to get the ball because if he doesn't, he is in big trouble. If he doesn't get the ball, it is going to be a penalty, and B is going to be a sending off, because once he goes without his hands, he becomes a defender and effectively is an outfield player going for the ball. Rio Ferdinand sticks up for Erik ten Hag. That is the headline of the next story. Rio Ferdinand has spoken out in defense of Erik ten Hag's pragmatic approach to the derby after Manchester United were beaten 3-1 by Manchester City on Sunday. The result has also increased the scrutiny on Erik ten Hag, whose long-term future remains uncertain. However, Ferdinand has backed the Dutchman's approach in the derby, which was dominated by the champions. Ferdinand believes that taking a cautious approach was the right call, even if United ended up on the losing side. He said on his 5 podcast, "We can't go toe-to-toe with them. We've tried that before and got beat, smashed off the park." The manager was humble enough to say, "You know what? We have to sit on the back foot a little bit and a low block and try and hit them on the counter." And the goal was a good example. Unfortunately for ten Hag, Sunday's defeat in the derby underlined the significant gulf in class between Manchester United and their all-conquering neighbours. The performance, which saw United dominated in the majority of metrics, would not have made pleasant viewing for part owner Sir Jim Ratcliffe, who has already declared he intends to knock City and Liverpool off their patch. The Ineos chief has so far failed to publicly endorse ten Hag, and several names have been touted as candidates to replace the former Ajax chief in recent weeks. And while it seems no decision on ten Hag's future has been made yet, United icon Paul Scholes believes Ratcliffe and his team have already decided to make a managerial change. Speaking to Optus Sport following Sunday's match, Scholes said of United, "What we are seeing is a million miles away from a team that should be challenging for the league. Every single season is just so far away." When he was then asked if he thought ten Hag would continue as manager beyond this season, Scholes added, "I think Ineos have already made their mind up. I don't think he will be there next season. No." From the interviews we had with Sir Jim, I thought there was a little bit of negativity towards the club the last 10 or 11 years, and especially the last 2 years. I don't think he's happy with what is going on. I wouldn't be surprised if they are looking for a new manager now. I am not saying it's the right decision. Fiorentina are readying themselves for Sofia Amrabat's summer return. That is the headline of the next story. The midfielder, that is Sofia Amrabat, 27, joined Manchester United on a season-long loan deal last summer. Amrabat had been expected to ease the Red Devils' midfield woes, having worked under Erik ten Hag before. The Moroccan played under the Dutchman at Utrecht between 2015 and 2017. But United fans have not seen the best of him this season, with ten Hag even deploying him as a makeshift left back at times. Amrabat replaced Kobbie Mainoo for the last 8 minutes of Man United's 3-1 defeat at Manchester City on Sunday. During his short cameo, he endured a moment to forget, having his pocket picked by Rodri, who then teed up Erling Haaland to score. United forked out an initial £8 million to loan Amrabat for the season. The deal contains an option to buy for £17 million plus a further £4.2 million in add-ons. Sunspot revealed in December that United were not planning to make the deal permanent following Mainoo's emergence. And according to Football Italia, Amrabat's latest gaffe could make the Red Devils even less likely to trigger the option to buy. The Fiorentina loanee has started just 7 of Man United's 27 Premier League matches so far this term, coming off the bench in the further 6. Some Manchester United players concerned about running demands under Erik ten Hag. That is the headline of the next story. A minority of Manchester United players are concerned about the running demands from manager Erik ten Hag. It is understood some players believe the intensity is too taxing after United's 62-game campaign last season, and the workload has contributed to the club's injury toll. United have recorded 47 separate cases of injury and illness that have led to a player missing a game, and 9 players were absent for the Manchester derby defeat to City on Sunday. Diogo Dalot, Bruno Fernandes and Alejandro Garnacho are the only outfield players who have avoided a layoff through injury so far this season. Ten Hag clarified after the 3-1 loss that the withdrawals of Johnny Evans and Marcus Rashford were both enforced. Ten Hag gave United players Monday and Friday off last week as United had a 2-game week due to their FA Cup 50th round tie away to Nottingham Forest 4 days before the derby. Manchester United chief breaks silence on Old Trafford plan. That is the headline of the last story of the day. Manchester United board member Jean-Claude Blanc has suggested addressing Old Trafford's future could be prioritized over investing in the transfer market for players. Claude Blanc has a long-standing relationship with Sir Jim Ratcliffe. The Frenchman has been added to United's board alongside Sir Dave Braceford. The pair will offer strategic advice and work with the incoming CEO, Omar Berrada, who is set to join United from Manchester City in the summer after serving a period of gardening leave. Claude Blanc has a wealth of experience in football after holding CEO positions at Juventus and Paris Saint-Germain, and many expected him to be given that role at United. He is said to be a sounding board for Ratcliffe instead, and he spoke to French newspaper La Tribune over the weekend to discuss Ineos plans in Manchester. Ratcliffe has previously said on-field performance will be prioritized, but Claude Blanc suggested addressing the future of Old Trafford should be at the top of the agenda. The state of the stadium has become a key talking point for fans. The key is the quality of experience for the fans, he said. We must have the courage to invest in infrastructure rather than in players. This creates additional income, which allows reinvestment in talents. I started my career following the construction of a temporary stadium for the opening of the Albertive Games. At Juventus, there was the design and construction of a 41,500 seat stadium. At PSG, we have worked a lot to effectively renovate the Parc des Princes. At Manchester United, we are watching. Old Trafford has been at the forefront for years, but is catching up. Modernization or a new Old Trafford, all options are on the table. We see that things are moving a lot. That is the end of the news for today. Thank you for watching. I'll see you again tomorrow morning.